Howdy, it is July 12th, and I am Psychic Medium Danielle Garcia with your energy forecast for the day. How are you all doing? It has been a hectic week of crazy vibes, right? Lots of pressure headaches, lots of energy aches and pains, and I think most of us empaths have just been trying to balance out and adjust to all of that. So, for the week of July 12th, let's see what's happening. Today, last time I checked, within the last hour, Schumann Resonance was vibing at a 10. Not so bad. I do believe that reading will continue to climb throughout the day, especially when the solar storms hit. They've already started to hit some places on Earth. We are going to face a significant solar storm geomagnetic disturbance. It has already affected some satellites, so expect that internet may be a bit wonky, as well as cell phone coverage, GPS, etc., etc. Good time to back up your technology. So back up your phone, back up your iPad, back up your tablet, back up your laptop, your computer, and so on and so forth, because you just want to prepare. Also, in regards to preparing for these energies, hydrating, using any tools and techniques that have worked for you previously, grounding foods, oils, supplementation, meditation, prayer, calling in your team, calling in your guides, asking for assistance can be quite helpful. So, Monday and Tuesday, Venus is conjunct with Mars. So this brings forward a lot of creativity, a lot of life force energy, passion, sensuality, and romance. Think about what you'd like to create in your love life. If things aren't quite going the way that you'd like them to go, Monday and Tuesday, great times to manifest changes for the better. And what are you passionate about in your personal life? What work projects have you been putting off or have been too afraid to suggest? Monday and Tuesday, again, wonderful windows of opportunity to get those types of things done. Make sure that you are staying open and receptive to positive change, as well as in the romantic field in your life, being open and receptive to unconditional love. Sometimes it's not so easy to be vulnerable and in that state of acceptance, but please remember there is strength and bravery in allowing ourselves to be vulnerable. And when we are open and vulnerable, that's when wonderful miracles in the romantic side of our life can really take place. If we're all, shut down and not showing our heart, it's kind of hard for those romantic vibes to come in. So allow yourself to be out there. If that's what you want, is to bring romance into your life, allow yourself to be vulnerable. Find that strength and vulnerability. Wednesday and Thursday, Venus is parallel Uranus. Watch for risky behaviors and attraction to people you may not normally be attracted to. That's kind of that energetic doorway for those things to happen. This can be a wonky kind of vibe in love and romance, and you may begin to pine for those that you released from your life. Similar to Mercury retrograde, where we might start thinking about the exes in our life, the ones that got away, so to speak. But this vibe of Venus parallel Uranus actually ups the ante on that. So you may start contemplating why you let someone out of your life. Did you make the right decision? And it may be time to revisit that. Thursday, Venus parallels Mars, intense romance and passion energy. Thursday also, Chiron goes retrograde. This energy can trigger us to look at all facets and aspects of our life, mental, emotional, physical, spiritual, and kind of take an assessment of where we're at, as well as where we're at in our relationships, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and even above relationships, where we're at in all of those aspects in regards to our personal life, our personal relationship with self, our relationship with others, and also business and career. So it's one of those retrospective, I'm going to take a step back and kind of see where things are fitting. Don't be surprised if old wounding steps forward. Don't be surprised if you're doing a lot of soul searching on Thursday. Many of us will be triggered to do that. So if it happens, allow the process. See where you go with that. Sometimes it's not so much old wounding steps forward to make us feel like crap and, bring forth past hurts and harms. It really can be the universe's way of like, hey, let's take a look at this. Do you want to hold on to this? Is there another step in the healing process you can take? Is this a good time for making a karmic cut with this feeling, with this person, with this experience, with this relationship, so you can just kick it to the curb once and forever? And finally, it could be a wonderful time to kick your healing journey up a notch, so to speak. So be on the lookout for that on Thursday. Venus is Quincunx, Neptune. That's such a hard word for me to speak and make sure I enunciate it correctly, because if I didn't pronounce it correctly, that could probably mean something else. So doubts with love may present on Friday. Saturday, Venus is Quincunx Pluto. So watch out for jealousy and possible irrational fears when it comes to love. Take this time, again, to take a step back and do an emotional inventory of your relationships. How are things working for you? Are you surrounding yourself with people that lift you up? Are you surrounding yourself with people that kind of make you feel like shit? Something to think about. If you are not receiving a great balance of giving and receiving in a relationship, then there's a deficit there. Did you guys see that just fly by? Oh my gosh. Interesting. Chills everywhere. Yeah, I love it when they show up when I'm filming. So think about what's adding to your life, who is adding to your life, and who is taking away from your life. What are you allowing? Because you're the one in charge of all of that. Sunday, Venus is semi-square Mercury, so watch your communication when it comes to love. Make sure that you are not being reactive. Make sure that you are really watching your words, watching your phrases, and watching the emotion and intention and energy that you put forward in that. It's always interesting to me, because whether communication comes in the form of an in-person conversation, whether that's done by phone, text, email, it really doesn't matter, because the energy is in the word. The energy is in the tone. And you really have a tone even when you're texting, even when you're shooting someone an email. There's an underlying tone to that, whether it's audio or not. So I decided to use my Goddess Power deck today by Colette Baron-Reed, and here it is. And as I pulled the deck out, these cards popped out. So let's take a look at them. The first card, Ain, Adaptability. Whoa, look at the energy going on in this card, right? So we've got a lot of crown stuff going on. We've got third eye stuff going on. We've got cosmic stuff going on. When I see this card with adaptability, it really pulls in that connection to ascension to me. I've been hearing about ascension since I started this spiritual path. And it's really been hyped up, I would say, probably starting about 20 years ago. Ascension symptoms. I believe in it, but I kind of started looking at it in this different perspective over the last few weeks. I look at it not just as ascension, but as adaptation. And it's interesting that adaptability comes up. When we think about other species that have had to adapt to their environment, right? And my guides take me to these fish in Mexico, and I think they're called ghost fish, but don't quote me on that. Basically, they were in a cave system where light would come in and their environment changed. And so now they're in the dark and they literally went blind. And as the species progressed, they lost their eyes. But they were adapting to their circumstance. They were adapting to their environment. And as light workers, as empaths, as human beings, I believe that through our ascension, the ascension of humanity, as they call it, we are experiencing extreme adaptability. When we have these huge spikes in the Schumann resonance, when we have solar flares, when we have geomagnetic activity, it changes the molecular structure of Earth itself. And it begins to change our molecular structure, our DNA, energetic and physical. So we are adapting. And I think it's so important to have that adaptability and begin to formulate a plan. How will we adapt? How will we adapt when Schumann resonance is going batshit crazy? We can't just stay in bed all day, right? We need to find these tools like sound healing or hydration or oils or stones, meditation, whatever your thing is. We need to find that adaptability because ascension will not stop. It will continue to climb. The Earth's vibration is not just going to suddenly come on back to 7.83 hertz. I honestly don't think we're ever going to go back to that. The next card that I pulled, Bridget, Creative Spark. Ooh, chills on this one. Isn't she beautiful? I think that this talks to that creativity that's coming through this week. Remember, manifesting is all about creativity. It's all about chi. It's all about life force energy. It's all about the energy of sexuality, sensuality even. So what is it that you wish to create this week? Bring in that creative spark. Matt, truth. Wow. Whew. Lots of energy coming from this card. This is about being true to yourself, being true to your heart, being true to your soul. Just like in the forecast when I spoke about, do that inventory mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically. Bring truth into that. Like, where do you really sit in those areas of your life? It serves us no purpose to bullshit ourselves, so it's time to be open and honest with ourselves so we can move forward. And the last card, Schooled, the Future. Ooh, chills. Just to look at her. Look at that amazing crown that she's got on. And look at that placement over her third eye. This, to me, this card, and let me place it like this so you can see it without all of the glare from my light. This is truly about ascension. This is about adaptability. This is about bringing in more of the higher self, more of spirit into our physical bodies. And I really think that's the game plan, right? Perhaps if you utilize that intention of bringing and grounding in more of your higher self, more of your spirit this week, you will be able to adapt to those energetic changes that are going on around you. Give it a try. I know that when I work with that technique, I have great results. So have a blessed week, be safe, and be happy.